Want beef, then I visit your place. Bang.
I come looking for you with Haitians. I stay no good Jamaican. From different races. You get money, they started hating. I woke up in a new Bugatti.
Steph Curry and the Warriors next game. I've been looking forward to this for a while now. You know they'll be running and gunning. And Steph's gonna do 2 or 3 things that make you want to stop and stare. But we can't let that distract us. Because if we lose focus for even a second, they'll be up 20. So maybe it's up to me to put on a little show of my own.
Thanks for joining us, folks, for this midweek NBA action on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by my colleagues Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Different look here for the Warriors. Jason Thompson, he's checked in for Bogut. Barnes comes in for Green. Leandro Barbosa, he's checked in for Andre Iguodala. And it's Livingston in for Steph Curry. And Golden State looking at who they've got. They've got Harrison Barnes. Livingston is out there with Barbosa. And there's Klay Thompson. And it's Thompson in at the center, filling out the middle. And that one's good. Freak.
How about the way he's able to angle his body to shield the big fella off and still get the finish?
You've got to be clever with your sleight of hand when you get inside and try to finish against the bigger guys. And he made it look easy that time.
And after an exceptional first 2 years in the league, Jason Thompson has really declined. He averaged 12 points and 8 boards over those first 2 seasons, but last year that plummeted all the way down to 6 and 6. So his arrow's definitely been pointing in the wrong direction.
Well, getting back to Thompson, as Greg was just talking about him, he's a big guy, durable, good interior defender, Clark, but he really struggles on the perimeter.
Yeah, you know, 20 years ago, his rugged style of inside play would have worked, but nowadays, his lack of a consistent shot and below average range are really counterproductive.
And again, it's the Warriors missing. Here's Green. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
That was the 3rd straight high percentage look this defense has allowed. I mean, these defenders have got to start bumping bodies in the paint. Be more physical. Be more aggressive.
The game's just far too easy right now when it comes to attacking the basket. They have got to do better.
Andre Iguodala. He's checked in for Thompson. Freak passes to Stoudemire. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
Outstanding entry pass there. He knew exactly where to go with the ball.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Inside. Stolen by Anderson. Here's Green. And he makes good on the layup. Green's got his second bucket.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense nowhere to be found.
I think they've really got to start committing more bodies down low and really kind of close that area off defensively.
The screen from Thompson. For three, Barbosa. No good.
And with room like that off the pick, you have got to knock that one down.
Well, you know, they did everything.
Okay, Miami. Now coming up for
And Steph Curry, a player within the gym range. He told us about his comfort stretch.
Anywhere 5-6 feet outside that three-point line, if I have a dribble, if I catch and shoot, if I have a good look, I think Coach will allow me to take that shot. And it's tough to guard, especially when you see a couple go in. That basket gets a lot bigger.
I was going to say, Greg, how big must that hoop look to Steph Curry? And tough to guard might be the understatement of the day.
I mean, he is just an
New group in for the Heat. Amari Stoudemire is checked in for Whiteside. Winslow comes in for Luol Deng. Green, he's checked in for Dwayne Wade. And Freak subbed in for Goran Dragic. Different look here for the Warriors. Thompson, he's checked in for Bogut. Harrison Barnes comes in for Andre Iguodala. Thompson, he's checked in for Leandro Barbosa. And it's Livingston in for Curry. Freak, he's in at the point. Stoudemire out there with Chris Bosh. Then there's Gerald Green. And it's Winslow in at the small forward. That's the group on the floor for Miami. Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Pacers was just a man on a mission. He ended with 10 points and did his work from a pair of lines, hitting from both beyond the arc and from the charity stripe. He really was the second unit for his team in a great performance, guys.
All right, Doris. Well, what do you guys think? Does that kind of big performance energize a player in his next game?
Guys, it's tricky, you know, because when you work as hard as he did in that game, you tend to be a little worn down. But on the other hand, he also has to be feeling terrific in terms of the confidence about the state of his game.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, I'd say mentally he's in peak condition, while physically he could probably use a recharge.
Chris Anderson is checked in for Chris Bosh. There's 1:47 left now here in the second. Here's Stoudemire, and he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
And, guys, this game won't be close for long if they keep giving up dunks like that.
No, it won't, G.A. You're right. A glaring error defensively and letting him get all the way to the basket that time.
But it's only 2 points. I mean, it was flashy, no doubt, but still, it only counts for 2. 2 is all. I really like the fact that he's getting the touches he needs here after not scoring a single point in that first quarter.
When you think about Sean Livingston, you think about the career that might have been an absolute rising star after being taken Clark fourth back in the 2004 draft.
Kevin, he was averaging over 5 assists a game as a teenager, and his shot was improving every year. Then the devastating knee injury. Just great to see him back playing basketball.
That is good. Livingston's got the lead up to 7 now for the Warriors.
A much better quarter for them shooting the ball.
Anytime your field goal percentage is in the high 50s, partner, you're doing something right.
Here's Thompson. And it's Freak with the rebound. Miami's gone 2 for 5 from three-point land since the end of the first. Here's Winslow. Good D by Thompson.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
And it's Green missing. Heat shooting at 44%, pretty reasonable. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Winslow's shot is off.
And you saw how quick the defense was. They were ready for him. They got the hand in the face there and made that much more difficult.
Yeah, and every team needs that kind of rugged interior defense because you want to try to distract your opponents when they get inside, and you also want to make them uncomfortable in their shot attempt.
And that concludes the first half. Warriors.
Thank you, Kevin. Andre.
The second half just about to get going here. Really an incredible game from Stephen Curry.
You know, we talk so often about making...
Different look here for the Warriors. Thompson, he's checked in for Bogut. Barnes comes in for Andre Iguodala. Leandro Barbosa, he's checked in for Thompson. And it's Livingston in for Steph Curry. So for the Golden State Warriors right now, Barnes and Green are the forward set. Barbosa is out there with Livingston. And it's Thompson in at the 5. Barbosa dishes to Livingston. Anderson with the block. They retain possession. The Warriors have been getting it done at the line, 10 for 12.
And 75% on the season as a unit from the free throw line.
You know, the numbers from the line, guys, are close to where they were last year. But just a tad worse, so not too bad.
For Miami, they have really been struggling with their free throws, only made 5. More misses than makes so far. Free throw good, Freak.
And they're having a lot of trouble at the line today, and unfortunately, it's the kind of day we've seen this team have a lot.
Andrew Bogut checked in for Golden State. Warriors leading by 8. Livingston kicks to Bogut. Here is Livingston. He's got 8. The high post shot cannot hit. And the Heat going the other way now. They beat the Warriors during their last encounter in Oakland.
Yeah, a really close game between these two in that last matchup. It took a total team effort for them to get the win.
It sure did, and they got a lot of scoring from their bench, Greg, and I think that really was the crucial difference.
Outside, Green jacks up a 3. No good. Looking at the last game for the Golden State Warriors, it was a win against the Hawks in Atlanta.
And the thing I took away from that one was just how valuable their guys coming off the bench were.
I thought the reserves were the difference in the game, Greg. I mean, a lot of the scoring came from the bench.
And now we'll get a perspective here on the hustle game, how it's been going for the Warriors.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
And also, how about the points they've gotten in transition or on the fast break tonight? That's been a huge factor as well.
.58 seconds left in the third. Warriors leading by 10. Here is Livingston. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game.
And how about Sean Livingston? Just a terrific comeback story. Of course, he suffered that famous knee injury, one of the worst I've ever seen.
Freak, he's in at point guard. Winslow is out there with Stoudemire. Then there's Anderson, and it's Green in at the 2. That's the group on the floor for Miami. So we see the Warriors taking the game here. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about.
And let's face it, anytime you can go on the road and win in the fashion they did, you have to feel good about it. Really an outstanding effort all the way around.
And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Yes, Kevin, thank you.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we get a chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Klay Thompson. He had just an outstanding fourth quarter.